I will tell you a story that happened a long time ago, when the wind was sharper, the nights longer, and the world was still wild enough to test the bones of every man who walked it. It is a story buried in snow and fire, blood and kindness. It is the story of a young hunter named Keda, who found a friend in the very beast meant to end him, and how together they changed what it meant to survive. Keda stands at the edge of the camp, the spear in his hand far heavier than it should be. The first bite of morning wind stings his cheeks, slipping under the furs draped over his shoulders. Ahead of him, Tao, his father, moves like a shadow between the flickering torches, giving orders in low, steady words. Kappa makes this look easy, Keda thinks, glancing at his friend. Kappa grins through the cold, teeth white against wind-chapped lips, as if the hunt is just another game. Keda tries to mirror that grin, but it sticks in his throat. Somewhere behind him, his mother, Ro, watches through the smoke. He feels her gaze like another layer of fur, heavy, protective, suffocating. She doesn't believe I'm ready. Maybe she's right. The elders' songs echo in the dark corners of his mind. Prayers for safe passage through winter's claws, for the spirits to open the herds and close the mouths of lions. He wants to believe those songs will guard him. But the wild doesn't listen to words. They walk for hours. The plains open up in waves of white and brown, dotted with black shapes, bison, shaggy and silent, their breath steaming into the pale sky. Each step crunches through frost and frozen grass. Keda keeps pace behind Tao, watching how his father moves, sure-footed, spear held like an extension of his arm. When the hunters corner a boar in the underbrush, Tao turns to him. His father's eyes are flint under a heavy brow. He holds out the knife. Keda takes it. His fingers close around the cold stone blade. The boar thrashes in the snare, eyes wide, foam flecking its snout. Keda steps closer, his breath coming hard and shallow. Do it, he tells himself. Prove them wrong. Prove mother wrong. The boar's gaze locks on his, wild, terrified, alive. His hand trembles. The point of the blade hovers over bristled hide. He can hear his own heartbeat, louder than the boar's ragged squeals. He lowers the knife. Tao says nothing. He just turns away, calling the others to finish the kill. Keda hates the look in his father's eyes. Not anger, not disappointment, something colder. That night, the tribe camps under a canopy of stars that feels too far away to care about them. Flames snap at the wind. Keda lies awake next to Kappa, listening to the older men tell stories in low voices. Tales of hunts gone right and wrong, of spirits in the trees, of ancestors who walk beside them. Kappa nudges him. You'll kill one next time, Kappa whispers. First time's always hardest. Keda forces a smile, but his mind drifts back to the boar's eyes. Will it always feel like that? Like killing part of myself? Sleep doesn't come easy. When it does, it's torn apart by snarls and screams. He wakes to chaos, a lion, its eyes reflecting the firelight, its roar splitting the night. Men shout, spears snap. Kappa's cry cuts through the dark like a stone through ice. By dawn, the tribe's chants rise over a new grave. Kappa's body rests under a mound of stones. Keda kneels beside it, the cold leaching up through his knees into his bones. I should have done something. Anything. He wants to scream, but the sound dies in his throat. Tao places a hand on his shoulder, heavy, final. The bison herd appears days later, a dark wave rolling over the plains, muscles rippling under thick hides. The hunters spread out. Keda runs with them, legs burning, lungs searing with cold air. The thunder of hooves drowns out everything: fear, grief, doubt. He almost feels strong. Then the bison turns. It charges. He sees the rage in its eyes, the weight of a mountain coming for him. There's no time to move. The impact shatters the world. He falls. Sky, earth, sky again. Then stone breaks his fall, breaks something inside him. The herd fades above him. The wind howls through the cliffs like a voice mourning. When he wakes, pain roots him to the ledge. He tastes blood, dirt, the sharp edge of fear. A vulture lands nearby, eyes cold, waiting. He grabs a stone, swings, drives it off. Rain comes, icy needles pricking his skin as he drags himself to the ravine. The water is black and merciless. He lets it carry him because walking is not yet possible. His foot is wrong. He ties splints with rawhide and tries to stand. Pain flares, white and blinding. He stands anyway. One step, then another. The plains stretch ahead, endless, indifferent. Wolves find him before his strength does. Yellow eyes blink from the shadows. One growls. He grips his spear. The lunge comes quick. Instinct throws the spear, finds flesh. A wolf yelps, stumbles, drags itself away. The pack vanishes into the dark, but the injured one stays behind, chest heaving, eyes flickering with pain and hate. He could finish it. He should. Instead he kneels, watches its sides rise and fall. Why spare you? You would not spare me. But he reaches for his pouch, tosses dried meat near its snout. The wolf growls, too weak to run. They stare at each other. The wind whistles through bare branches. He talks to it, promises the wolf does not understand. Days pass. He binds its wound, shares warmth when the nights turn teeth sharp. He calls her Alpha. She does not come when he calls, not at first. But hunger makes companions of enemies. They move together through snow and silence. She drifts away sometimes, a shadow slipping back to the pack. But she returns, fur dusted in frost, eyes softer now. They sleep curled against each other under brittle branches. He dreams of firelight, of his mother's songs. He dreams of Kappa's laugh echoing across plains that do not remember the dead. When the ice gives way beneath them, the river swallows him whole. He claws for the surface, feels Alpha's fur brush past. She swims beside him. Together they break through, gasping on the far bank, soaked to the bone. They find shelter in a cave where the air smells of old death. A lion's growl shudders through the dark. He readies a broken spear. Alpha lunges first, her teeth flashing. Claws rake her side. He finds a bow in the frozen hands of a corpse buried in snow, a hunter who never made it home. The arrow flies. The lion falls. But Alpha bleeds too much. Each step grows heavier. When she collapses in the snow, he lifts her. Her breath is shallow, eyes half closed. Stay with me. Just a little longer. He carries her through drifts that swallow his legs, through winds that carve his skin raw. The shape of his village appears through the snow like a dream he doesn't trust. He sees Tao's face, Rose tears, the healer's hands pulling him inside. Alpha shivers in his arms. He whispers her name as sleep drags him down. When he wakes, firelight flickers on the walls of the hut. Voices murmur outside. He forces himself to sit. Alpha lies near the hearth, her belly rising and falling. Small shapes press against her, blind, whimpering, alive. He smiles. Outside, the tribe gathers. eyes wide, voices hushed. Tao kneels beside him, hand on his shoulder. Heavier now, but warmer. Ro wraps him in furs that smell like home. Later, when he steps into the morning light, Alpha limps at his side, her pups tumbling in the snow. The tribe watches them, spears lowered, hands open. Together they step into the whiteness, boy, wolf, and the promise of something new carved from the frozen wild. A bond that will outlast the ice, the hunt, the cold. A bond that will remember. Years passed, and the snows came and went like breath. Around the fires, the old ones told tales of the boy who returned from the dead, led by a wolf, and how that wolf lay not at the edge of the camp, but beside the hearth, where children's hands tangled in her fur. They spoke of Alpha's pups, wild eyes softening with each season, learning the scent of fire smoke, the taste of scraps from human hands, the hush of lullabies drifting through hide tents at night. These pups grew up not just under the moon, but under roofs of stitched skins and walls of human trust. When the tribe traveled, the wolves padded at their sides. When they hunted, the wolves circled the herd first, cutting paths through the snow, driving prey toward the waiting spears. And when winter's teeth bit too deep, man and wolf curled against each other, warmth shared across a line that once ran red with fear. Keda watched the pups grow into hunters and guardians, their children born closer to the fire than the forest. He saw in their eyes not just the glint of the wild, but the spark of something new. Loyalty shaped by kindness, fierceness tempered by bond. In time, the howls at the edge of the dark faded, replaced by soft whines at the flap of a tent, by wagging tails and watchful eyes. The hunters grew old, but the wolves stayed, their shapes carved into bone and story alike. And so, from one boy's mercy and one wolf's trust, a seed was planted. A seed that grew into paw prints beside footprints, teeth beside spears, eyes watching the hearth for the flicker of danger. From that seed came the first dogs, who would follow humankind into every corner of the world, carrying with them the echo of the wild and the promise that no one must walk the dark alone again. If you want to hear more stories buried in the snow and fire of our distant past, tales of the first bonds between beasts and men, of survival, kinship, and the sparks that shaped who we are today, stay with us. Subscribe to our channel and walk these ancient paths again, where every legend reminds us how far we've come and how much of the wild still lives inside us. Let the fire burn and the stories never fade.